When you restrict access to abortion, people die.
I think abortion's scary. I mean, we're taking the life of a human being.
Jesus said in Jeremiah 1:5 that he had called us by name since before we were in our mother's womb.
I had all my homeboys and homegirls punch me and kick me in the stomach.
Our government is abandoning people.
1 in 3 American women will have an abortion in their lifetime. But the country still hasn't come to terms with the issue, and the fight is far from dying down.
It's unfortunate that society has said things like abortion are okay.
We're looking death in the face.
Texas has long been seen as ground zero for the pro-life movement, where women's reproductive rights are already hanging by a thread. With Donald Trump signing executive orders that limit abortion care worldwide, what happens here could have repercussions far beyond state borders. Swathes of new laws that threaten abortion have just been passed by Texan legislators. The pro-life movement says the bills are designed to regulate an out-of-control industry.
Do I trust women? Yes, but do I trust the abortion industry? Not always.
Their opponents disagree.
It has nothing to do with medicine, science, facts. It all has to do with this anti-choice agenda.
I'm in Mcallen in the Rio Grande Valley. Bordering Mexico, 91% of people in the valley are Hispanic or Latino. This community is home to a significant number of undocumented immigrants. It is also a hotbed for anti-abortion activism. Is the pro-life issue important when it comes to who you vote for?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, that's the only thing.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did because of pro-life. Regardless of anything else, I thought of the babies that are being killed every day. It's very sad.
At one point, I was on the other side. I was contemplating abortion.
Right. And is this the baby?
This is the miracle baby, yes.
Why did you want an abortion?
I was running with this gang, and I was just a target of a rival gang. I was hit over the head, and I was a victim of sexual assault by 4 different men. I had every intention of aborting my baby. I contemplated at-home abortions. I took 4 servings of abortion teas.
Why did you do it that way?
Oh, because I just didn't have the money. I had all my homeboys and homegirls punch me and kick me in the stomach. Oh yes, it was brutal.
It's so dangerous.
Yeah.
But that's the reality for a lot of women who can't afford abortions. Isn't that a good reason for access to abortion to be safe and affordable?
It's just unnatural for us to go out and look for things like that, you know.
Yeah,
like,
but women do it.
They do it.
They do illegal abortions,
yes,
and they do unsafe things.
Yes, they do. All we could do for women like that is pray.
Is prayer enough when somebody's like putting their own life at risk? And
we can't do anything about that. You know, it's not in our hands. It's all we can do is pray.
Abortions in Texas normally cost between $500 and $1,500, which women have to fund themselves. Meanwhile, the state pumps increasing millions into crisis pregnancy centres, which exist to talk women out of abortion. I went to visit one such centre in San Antonio, which is run privately by Teresa Herring. Oh my goodness.
We got car seats, we got anything a baby needs. So this is our counseling room.
So this is the first place a woman would...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a video that's pretty neutral. It talks about the different kind of abortions.
Abortion is a violent act against nature. There are also many long-term risks to be aware of: cancer, depression, and sterility.
In one case, an 18-year-old student had an abortion for an 8-week pregnancy. 3 days later, she committed suicide, believing she had killed her baby.
I thought you said it was neutral.
The stories are true. It doesn't say everybody. It says a percentage.
But women who go for abortions get told the statistics and the risks as well, like any other surgery.
I understand that they don't, but I don't know because I haven't been there.
Yeah, they do.
This is our chapel. I don't like to push my fate on the women.
Do you ever talk about contraception?
Not really. It's because we're a Catholic center, we don't, but we do talk a lot about abstinence. And for women to feel empowered to say no, you end up being a cheap date. The guy doesn't have to entertain you.
A lot of women actually like having sex.
They can have as much fun rowing on a boat or going climbing rock, those fake rock climbings. There's a lot of stuff they can do to have fun together, and it doesn't have to be sex.
Do you think abstinence education works though?
I do.
Centres like Teresa's are directly competing with abortion providers, trying to get the pregnant woman through their doors before she sees her doctor. I wanted to know how this constant battle over women is viewed by the other side.
When folks come in here, these are grown human beings that can make decisions on their own. They have to sign consent forms. There's no way to force somebody to have an abortion or any kind of medical procedure. So it just doesn't make sense. It's not logical. But I think sometimes folks will say something over and over again, even if it's not true, until somebody starts believing it.
Have you seen a difference in your work in the kind of pressures that you guys and people trying to get abortions are facing?
Yeah. So 2 years ago, I moved from New York City. And it's like night and day. So somebody in New York City who decides that they don't want to be pregnant can get an appointment probably the same day, walk into a clinic, get their abortion, walk out, have it covered by their insurance. There's probably not protesters outside of the clinic. Here, there's layers of trap laws or sort of laws that make it difficult for us to provide care, and also the laws that make it difficult for those accessing care. And it just seems to be getting worse. When you restrict access to abortion, people die. Whether it's accessing unsafe abortion or taking matters into their own hands, it's a long known phenomenon, but people, especially conservative folks that want to restrict abortion because of their ideological beliefs, want to keep repeating that. We trust that you know what's best for you, and that's it.
From San Antonio, I travelled to the capital, Austin, where anti-abortion sentiment runs just as deep. It's been a good year for those in Texas's anti-abortion movement. Joe Poyman is one of the state's most high-profile lobbyists, supporting laws which have led to mass closures of abortion clinics across the state. A lot of people think that the pro-life laws that have been passed in Texas aren't really about the specifics of the laws, they're just about making abortion less easy to access.
We do want to protect those children from abortion, but we're just not able to. So we do focus on things that we can do, and again...
to make it difficult or to...
Oh, what we can't do to ensure that women have some degree of informed consent, to help that woman who is being, by circumstances, by abusive relationships, by a sex trafficker, pimp, into an abortion that she really doesn't want, and we're providing alternatives and protection for her and for the baby.
What about the women that really do want the abortion?
I regret that, but abortion continues to be readily available in Texas.
So when you say it's readily available in Texas, what would be the process then if you were a young woman with not a lot of money who lived in rural Texas and wanted an abortion?
This may not be answering your question, but I would hope she would go on the internet and do abortion or something like that, and a pregnancy, and find a pregnancy resource center that would meet her needs. And they're there. So that would be my hope.
You're right, that wasn't answering my question.
Yeah. But that's really what we're all about.
Have you ever considered the feeling of being pregnant and not wanting to be?
Well, I can repeat what my wife has told me for her 4 pregnancies.
But if you're pregnant and you don't want to be?
Oh, well, I guess I don't know how to answer that question.
Someone who does know is Amanda Williams. She had an abortion when she was 19.
So I didn't get my period, and I took like 4 pregnancy tests at home, and they were all positive, and I was just completely in shock. I didn't speak like for half of a day. about it. I was alone when I took all the tests, and I just didn't know what to do. I just sat there and cried. When it happens to you, when you are the one making the decision, that's truly when you understand all that goes into it. The way it's framed in our mainstream, society is very political, and it can be damaging because it takes away some of the realities.
In Texas especially, it's all about politics. How do you think that impacts women who are going through abortion?
Oh my gosh, how does it not, honestly? I mean, our government is abandoning people and leaving them behind because they, for whatever reason, don't agree with their decision. It's a problem when your personal and religious views intervene with people's basic human rights.
A lot of them will say, that the fight for them is about protecting the lives of these unborn children.
Right.
What do you think it's about?
I think it's about controlling women. I think it's about power. I think it's about holding low-income communities back, holding women of color back. They're trying to prevent them from thriving. When people are able to control their own families, they're more able to get the jobs they want, to pursue higher education. And I think it's no coincidence that it has the impacts that it does.
Back in Mcallen, I found out what these impacts can be. In 2013, Texas's infamous HB2 bill saw the closure of more than half of the state's abortion clinics, including this one, leaving none in the Rio Grande Valley. The year-long closure meant women unable to travel outside the community were left with no access to safe or legal abortion.
I remember answering the phone, and I got a call from a patient that was unable to leave the community to get the abortion care she needed. And she said, "What about if I tell you what I have in my kitchen cabinet and my bathroom cabinet, and you tell me what I can take to have an abortion?" So I remember that moment clearly getting a chill, and she's gonna do something. She is telling me she's gonna do something. And so when I hear these politicians talk about women's health and safety, I think about this woman and not knowing what happened with her and what happened with her kids, and is she okay? And it's something that, I know I did the best I could, but our state didn't do the best they could for her. And that is an injustice, and that's outrageous.
And while the state continues to fight for the lives of unborn children, the lives of women are ever more at risk.